Hello and welcome to a Digital Marketing Short. I'm Aaron Weike. Today we're going to talk about the subject of responsive web design. And one thing I wanted to kind of piece together for you today is how the mobile experience can be shaped by the content structure that you have and some of the options that you do have to control the layout and how content is delivered in responsive. So to me it ends up being a pretty big misnomer when people start talking about mobile and they're debating between what type of technical structure and how to set up their site. And a lot of people who really want control tend to look at a M.dot domain, a separate mobile or a parallel mobile website, as the way to go. And they think this way because they look at the site content they have on their regular site and then building a separate mobile site where you can control where content is located, how much, how little, all of those pieces. In theory, really, you can do this with responsive. You just have to be smart about it in your approach and a little bit deeper in your technical nature and experience. So, if you don't understand responsive, here's the real quick tutorial. Consider this to be a desktop site. I've kind of numbered the content areas that are on there. And then when the site is pulled up on a mobile phone, it's going to pare it down to be conducive to that mobile layout. So if you think of responsive, the site is actually responding to the smaller device, and now instead of a full screen layout, it's actually layering the content. So we can see our nav bar is the one here, then the photo, 2 moves to here, 3, 4, 5 get stacked vertically instead of being horizontally. But what people really get caught on is thinking you can only have this one of taking this all and then stacking it all completely vertically. So what I want to be able to show you is you actually do have some options with this. So here's one point where we did this for a multiple location grocery store that I work with. So this is their location page. It says where the grocery store is located. In the main content area you have the page header, you have a map, and then you have a video of the store. Then over in the right sidebar you have the phone number to be able to contact the store and the address listing of where it's located. So the normal general content you'd expect for a location of a business. Then once we pare it down to mobile, instead of following the rules where everything stacks and you'd expect the sidebar content being less important to wrap underneath, we actually flip what those rules are because we know a consumer is probably looking for a phone number or an address much faster than they are wanting to watch a video about that grocery store or see your photo gallery about it. So you can see when we come into here, we actually call in those sidebar pieces, the phone number and the address first. Then being smart about something like a map, right? In this case, we're embedding a Google map that the user can scroll around that's set inside of an iframe when they pull it up. But if you've ever pulled up an iframe on a phone, you know it's a completely horrible experience, especially if that map fills your screen. You suddenly lose control of how you're scrolling on your mobile device and you're just scrolling the map and not the website anymore. So here we condense the map and actually take it down to just a link. So it can open in another map browser, or you can use your mapping app to utilize how to get to that location. And then the video wrapping down underneath. So you do have control over how things stack and how you code and build the website. Another case where you can have control over responsive web design is by only having certain pieces of content maybe appear when it gets down to the mobile version of the site and the smallest viewport. So here's one example. Say you have a great page that's just full of content, right? A lot in the main area, you have a sidebar and a number of items here. You can easily see that if we took this stuff and stacked it, it would run well off the screen of what we're shooting at today. But when we stack it up over here, maybe there's one piece of content that we want to pull up to the top. So you can actually control some of those rules and where it's at. So it might be this one specific piece of content that when we get to mobile, we actually want it to be at the top. Or this specifically could be content that only appears when we get down to the mobile site. So say we do follow all the rules and we stack all this stuff and now we have a very long scrolling mobile page. Maybe the content that appears here are just anchor links within the page that allow us to quickly put some of these links, and then it'll automatically jump the user when they press and click on these and jump them down to that specific section. So these are just a few ideas on how you actually can control responsive web design and the layout to make it a much more better, more solid user experience on a mobile device using responsive web design than just a separate mobile site. I'm Aaron Weike. I hope you learned a lot in this Digital Marketing Short.